Hello, welcome to my channel and this week's yoga class. Today we're going to be looking at Vinyasa flow to the Yogi Squat. So we're going to do some hip opening and then see if we can get deep into that squat. You might want to roll up your mat or have a towel or something, or some blocks or something to go underneath the feet for this one if you can't get into depth, but I'll reiterate that when we get there. So we're going to start in our usual fashion. We're going to take hands to the knees, close the eyes, 3 grounding deep breaths. So I really want you to try and fill the whole body with air as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, really pulling that belly button in, squeezing the air back out. 2 more. Good. We're going to open the eyes, breathe in, take the arms up towards the ceiling. As you breathe out, we're going to bring the right arm down to the mat, left arm over the top, stretching that whole side body. If it's difficult for you to sit, you can always put a block underneath the sitting bones. Breathe in, stretch tall. Breathe out, left hand to the mat, right hand over the top, stretching that side body, looking towards the ceiling. Breathe in, stretch tall. This time as you breathe out, right hand goes behind, left hand on the knee, turning to look over that back shoulder. Deep breath here. Breathe in, stretch tall. Breathe out, we'll go the other way, left hand behind, right hand on left knee, looking over that back shoulder. Deep breath here. Breathing in, stretching tall. Breathing out, folding forwards. Bring the hands down to the mat, releasing the head. We'll take 2 deep breaths here. Then walking yourself back up. Good. We'll come on to all fours. Making sure the hips are over the knees, the shoulders are over the wrists. We'll do 3 rounds of cat-cow. So as you breathe in, pulling the shoulder blades together, dropping the belly, looking up. As you breathe out, tuck the chin to the chest and round the back. Breathe up, pull those shoulder blades together, looking up. Breathing out, chin to chest, round the back. 1 more. Breathe in, shoulder blades together, drop the belly. Breathing out, rounding the back, chin to chest. Release to a neutral flat back. Tuck the toes under. We're going to push the hips up and back for our first down dog. Really trying to push the chest towards the thighs. The feet don't have to be flat. The knees can be bent. You can even pedal the feet here if you want to stretch those legs. And we'll take 1 more deep breath. On your next out breath, we're going to walk the feet to the hands. Take a big breath in, come all the way up, bring the hands to prayer, bring it to heart center, and we'll go into our first sun salutation. So as you breathe in, we're going to stretch tall. As you breathe out, we're going down to the toes. Breathe in, half lift, flat back. As you breathe out, bring the hands to the mat and either step it or jump it back for plank. Breathe in here. As you breathe out, either knees, chin, chest, all the way to the floor or chaturanga. Breathe in for up dog or cobra. As you breathe out, tuck the toes under, up and back, down dog. We'll take 2 deep breaths here. Again, pushing the chest towards the thighs. Feet don't need to be flat, knees can be bent. 1 more deep breath. On your next out breath, you either walk it forwards or jump it forwards. Breathe in, half lift, flat back. As you breathe out, we'll go into a spine stretch. So we're just going to let the arms hang, or if you want to, you can take hold of the elbows for a ragdoll. Wherever you are, if you want to, you can also sway side to side, stretching that lower back. One more deep breath. Good. Release the hands. Big breath in. Come all the way up. As you breathe out, bring the hands to prayer. We're going to go into a sun salutation B. So stretch those hip flexors now. Breathe in, arms come up. As you breathe out, hands wide as the shoulders, sitting it back into your chair pose. Tuck your tail under, pull your belly button in. Deep breath here. As you breathe out, fold it forwards. Breathe in, half lift, flat back. As you breathe out, bring the hands to the mat. Either jump it or step it back for plank. Breathe in here. As you breathe out, either knees, chin, chest, all the way to the floor or chaturanga. Breathe in for up dog or cobra. As you breathe out, tuck the toes under, up and back, down dog. As you breathe in, take the right leg towards the ceiling. Bend the knee, stack the hips. As you breathe out, step it between the hands. So we're going to do a little bit of warming here. And we're just literally going to rock into our high lunge, keeping the hands down for a bit of stability. Breathing deeply. You can even take the hands a bit wider. Take it side to side. Good. We're then going to bring that left knee down, flatten the foot, get your balance, and then bring in the hands up for our low lunge. We're really trying to push into that hip, stretch the front of the front hip flexors, keeping those arms up, shoulders down. One more deep breath. On your next out breath, bring the hands to frame the foot, stepping that front foot back to a plank. Breathe in here. As you breathe out, either knees, chin, chest, all the way to the floor or chaturanga. Breathe in for up dog or cobra. As you breathe out, tuck the toes under, up and back, down dog. Breathe in, we'll take the left leg towards the ceiling this time. Bend the knee, stack the hips. As you breathe out, step the foot between the hands. So again, we're going to stretch those hip flexors. So keeping your fingertips on the floor, rocking forward and back, breathing deeply. Taking the hands a little bit wider, and we're taking that rock side to side. Good. Bring that right knee down, flatten the foot, get your balance, and coming up for your low lunge. Again, trying really hard to push through that hip. Hands up, shoulders down. Nice deep breath here. Good. On your next out breath, hands frame the foot. Take that front foot back for your plank. Breathe in here. As you breathe out, either knees, chin, chest, all the way to the floor or chaturanga. Breathe in for up dog or cobra. As you breathe out, tuck toes under, up and back, down dog. Take a nice deep breath in here. And as you breathe out, either step it or jump it forwards. Good. Breathe in, come back to your chair pose. So tucking that tail under, pulling the belly button in, head up. Nice deep breath here. Next in breath, stand it tall. As you breathe out, hands to prayer, heart center. Good. Okay, we're going to do a half salutation now to come down to the floor. So we're going to breathe in, arms come up. As you breathe out, we're going right down to the toes. Forward fold. Really see if you can drop into it. Breathe in, half lift, flat back. As you breathe out, bring the hands to the mat. We're just going to gently step it back this time. Breathe in here. We're all going to bring the knees down, chin, chest, up for whatever cobra feels good for you. Tucking the toes under at the back, up and back, down dog. Take a deep breath in here. As you breathe out, we're going to take a wide child's pose. So taking the knees as wide as the mat, sitting the hips back onto the feet, keeping those arms active. We'll take 3 deep breaths. While you're breathing, again, we can rock it side to side to help open up those hips. Good. One more deep breath. We're all going to come up back onto our hands and knees, tuck the toes under, coming up into our down dog. Just for a bit of a difference, we're going to walk the hands towards the feet. Good. And then gently rolling up vertebrae by vertebrae. Head comes up last. Open it out, bring the shoulders back for Tadasana and a deep breath here. And we're going to carry on opening up those hips. So we're going to come to a wide leg position. And we're going to work on not just opening up, but a bit of strength as well. Because when you're in that yogi squat, you need that strength to hold you in that position. So start by going to a comfortable stretch for you. We're going to pull the belly button in, hands on hips. What you're actually going to try and do is try and pull the feet towards you. So you're actually going to try and push into them, trying to pull them towards each other, squeezing the glutes, squeezing that bum. Hold it for another 3, 2, 1, and release. Take the feet a little bit wider. Just a wriggle or so is fine. And this time we're going to try and slide the feet away. So again, squeezing those glutes, trying to push the feet away. They shouldn't actually move, especially if you've got on your yoga mat. We're going to hold for another 3, 2, 1, and release. Good. We're going to take this to a fold. So breathe in, take the arms tall, really stretch tall. As you breathe out, folding and hinging at the hips, coming down. Good. Bring the hands down for a bit of support. If you can't reach the floor, come to wherever is comfortable. You can even come down just to a block. We're just going to relax into this fold, trying to keep the legs switched on, but the upper body relaxed. Wiggle that head side to side a little bit, making sure there's no tension in the neck. One more deep breath here. Good. Breathe in, come to half lift. Bring the hands to the hips. As you breathe out, stand it all the way up. Good. Bring the feet back together. We're going to do one more, so we're going to come back onto the floor. So I'll show you this way first. I'm going to do frog pose. So with frog pose, you want to keep the knee and foot at a 90-degree angle to each other and the foot flexed. You're then going to walk the knees apart, making sure that the hips are still in line with the knees as well, and then just bringing yourself down onto your elbows. Now you could be completely flat at this point, you could be high as me, you could be higher. If you are higher, you can stay on the hands or come down onto blocks. If you're lower, feel free to drop all the way down and relax the head onto the floor. This is one that is just what is comfortable for you. We're going to stay here for 5 deep breaths. So really thinking about slowing that breathing down. If it gets a little bit intense, just rock it forwards and back. You'll find that as you go forward, it eases off a bit. As you go back, it intensifies. Good. One more deep breath. Wherever you are, we're going to bring the hands to the mat. We're going to lift the chest, arch the back. We're then going to walk the hands forwards. So if you're already high, you're now bringing the hips down, bring the legs together and just stretching out of it into cobra. Coming up onto the knees, you can either take knees wide or narrow, and just again sitting back into a chair pose just for a moment, just to stretch it out. Good. And then coming back to sit on the knees and feet. Bring the knees together. We're going to take the hands behind. First of all, we're going to keep the knees down. We're just going to lean it back. So again, this is wherever is comfortable for you. If all you have to do is go to this point and you're feeling a stretch through the quads, stay there. If even sitting on the feet is too much and you need to, you can place a block underneath the bottom and then lean into it that way. So for me, it's bring the knees together, sitting on the feet and leaning back onto the hands, dropping the head back. Again, we'll take a few deep breaths here, just releasing into this pose, stretching those thighs. You might even feel, depending on where you are, a stretch in the chest. One more deep breath. Then if you can, you're going to lean back into the feet, lifting the knees, stretching the top of the feet. Keep breathing deeply. Last breath. And release back down. Good. Putting your weight into your hands, you're now going to come up onto the feet. And this is where, if you need to, you can take a towel, you can roll up the edge of your mat like I'm doing now, you can use blocks, whatever you need. And place it under the heel and come in to your yogi squat. Now if you can do this without anything under the feet, please do it. Being a power lifter as well, my hip flexibility is not what it should be for this pose. So if you need to, again, keep your hands down in front of you to keep that balance. If you can balance, bring the hands to prayer and brace in between the knees. We'll take a couple of deep breaths here. Good. Now so stretch those hips just that little bit more. If you can, you're going to push the hands down and into the knees and then release. Good. Breathe in, push down. Breathe out, release. Again, breathe in, push out. Breathe in, release. Good. Breathe in. Breathe out one more time. Push those knees away and release. You can either keep the hands here, bring the hands to the mat, whatever you need to do. You can wriggle about a little bit in your squat. If you're feeling really unbalanced, you can always bring a block underneath the bottom and just sit into it a little bit. It's very helpful for being able to open up the chest a little bit more in this position. This is all about what is good for you. We're all going to do one final stretch. We're going to stretch those hamstrings. So we're going to bring the hands to the mat and we're going to lift the bottom up. Good. Just wiggle it around a little bit up here after sitting in that squat. You can bend the knees, straighten them. Good. We're then going to sit back down into our squat, lift the chest, and then hands back to the floor, pushing up. Do it one more time. Dropping down, lifting the chest into our squat. Hands pushing back up, lifting that bottom. Good. I'll let my mat unroll. We're just going to wriggle the feet back in. Taking the hands to the elbows. Just gently swaying side to side, releasing that lower back. Good. Release the hands to the floor and just gently rolling up through the spine, one vertebrae at a time. Head comes up last. Pulling the shoulders back, opening to a Tadasana. Taking 2 deep breaths here. You look towards the ceiling. You can close the eyes, whatever feels good. From here, we're going to come down to seated on the floor. I'll face you for a moment so you can see. If you need a block underneath the sitting bones, add it now. We're bringing the feet together, dropping the knees out to the side. Feel free to have a wriggle, get yourself comfy. You can hold on to the ankles, the shins, the feet, or use a belt or towel or whatever you need to around the feet. Pull yourself a bit closer. What we're trying to do today is, if I turn round, we're trying to keep the back nice and straight. So wherever you are, take a deep breath in, lift the chest, straighten the back. As you breathe out, flaring the elbows out slightly onto the knees and just leaning forwards. Good. Take a few deep breaths here, keeping that spine nice and straight. Keep looking forwards. Last deep breath. And release. Good. We're going to bring it down onto the floor. Going to bring both knees in, give them a squeeze. Give them a move side to side. You're then going to let the left leg go long on the mat. Right arm comes out to the side. Right knee goes across the body for our supine twist. Breathing deeply here. Just going as far with that right knee as comfortable for you. Trying to keep that right shoulder as close to the mat as possible, if not on it. One more deep breath here. Good. Bring the knee back to centre. Bring the left one in for a gentle squeeze, both of them together. Release that right leg. Left arm comes out to the side. Right hand on left knee, cross it over the body. Again, twisting to where is comfortable for you. Head goes in whatever direction is good for you. Breathing deeply. Good. One more deep breath here. Bring that left knee back to centre. Bring them both in for one final big squeeze. Let the right leg go long on the mat. Let the left leg go long on the mat. We're going to go into our Savasana. So at this point, get yourself comfortable. If you need a blanket or a pillow for behind the head, get those now. Bring the hands by the sides, palms facing up. Close the eyes and slow down the breathing. On your next in-breath, take your attention to your toes, your feet and your legs. And as you breathe out, let all the tension melt away. On your next in-breath, take your attention to your hips, your back and your stomach. And as you breathe out, let all the tension melt away. On your next in-breath, take your attention to your fingers, hands and arms. And as you breathe out, let all the tension melt away. On your next in-breath, take your attention to your chest and your shoulders. And as you breathe out, let all the tension melt away. On your next in-breath, take your attention to your neck, your face and your head. And as you breathe out, let the last of the tension leave your body. We're going to stay here, totally relaxed and breathing gently on the mat. You're welcome to stay here as long as you like, or if you want to join me, you can begin by giving your fingers and the toes a wriggle. We're then going to move the feet together and take the hands and arms up over the top of the head and stretch all the way from the fingers to the toes. We're going to roll onto our side. You can use your arm as a pillow and take 2 more deep breaths here. When you feel ready, you're going to bring yourself back to your seated position. If you need your block underneath your sitting bones, place that now. You're going to keep the eyes closed, bring the hands to prayer at heart center. Take 3 final deep breaths to lock in your practice. You're going to drop the hands in the lap, the chin to the chest, open the eyes, and we're all done. Thank you so much for joining me. Please like, comment and subscribe for more, and hopefully I'll see you next week. Namaste.